Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Prospect Central 101. My name is Robbins. Today I am joined by,
Carson Hailey.
and we are going to be finishing off the top four defensive tackles by watching some Vita Vea. Obviously, he's a lot of people's general number one defensive tackle, interior defensive lineman, however you want to put him, from the University of Washington. He is a fourth year junior, so he was redshirted his freshman year. He is listed at 6'4", 340, so in my opinion, at least, pretty big size. As for his background here, um, playing 13 games as a freshman, so he is a 3-year player and 2-year starter. Actually, 3-year starter. They struggle with classes, not really too concerned about that at the NFL level, but could be a work ethic thing, I guess. So just judging based off of this initial look, before going into tape, what are your thoughts?
Well, Vita Vea is a freak. I mean, just look at 6'4", 340. Just the way he can move at 340 pounds is just unnatural. It's pretty impressive. He's a good he clogs a lot of holes for sure, and then he has good pass rush moves, and I'm impressed with him. Going into his film session, I have him as the best defensive tackle.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that have already watched his tape already probably would agree. But let's just get right into this and actually break some of this down and see what he has to offer an NFL team. And for those of you guys who haven't seen him, maybe this is your first time watching some film on Vega. Hopefully this will give you guys a good idea on what he can do. So we're starting with the UCLA game. I believe at this point Josh Rosen was still healthy. A couple of alright offensive linemen. Got brought up Colton Miller earlier. So let's see what we got here. Obviously, he's the big boy in the middle here. Nice job eating the block. And like I mentioned in the Mo first video, for those of you guys who saw that, one thing that you're going to see a lot with Vita Vea is the same type of thing brought up with Mo Hurst. So you're going to see him be in some situations that attention attractor like he is in this instance, which was really nice because that'll really play into a lot of defensive schemes. Nice push. Three-man rush.
Stunt move pushes him back a little bit.
He does seem to be a little bit slower off the ball than Hurst and Bryan are. But again, that's not really what you're getting him for. A little bit better that time.
Nice job getting off the plot there.
Yeah, and great pursuit speed. Despite his size, you wouldn't expect him to be as quick as he is. He's a little bit more bursty. He almost has like a Taven Bryan type of short area burst, and you see it there too.
Nice job splitting the double team, getting the sack.
Yeah. What's nice about Vea is that he has that Mo Hurst-esque power, but yet he still has that Taven Bryan-esque short area quickness and lateral ability, which is why I beat a lot of people's DT1. Not to mention he can obviously play both nose and 3 tech.
That's great closing speed right there.
He also took a great pursuit angle to that ball too. Triple teamed. Just completely shuts the block. Reads the screen well.
A nice job recognizing the screen. Drives back the double team and deflects the pass. Nice job.
Definitely a little bit more polished than a lot of the defensive linemen in this class. And again, he's similar to what you see from Maurice Hurst. You're definitely going to see him play, as I already mentioned, an attention attractor role. Now, what he's able to do here is he attracts that right guard over, and he needs that right tackle to help. So this allows, I'm going to guess, Keyshawn Barea here to come in and take that A gap. And the other defensive tackle doesn't get a shot with that too. Really throwing Rosen off his heels. Just fly through that. Triple teamed. He just frees up the other guys around him. Forces a throwaway.
Collapses the hole a little bit.
A little bit more bursting explosion on that play. The watch, unfortunately, it ends up being an outside pitch, so it doesn't end up at him. But you're going to see right there, he's right already making a play on the ball. So really nice job straightening that quickly there. Great play by the corner to get off that block too. Really slow get off on that play. Would like to see him get quicker off the ball. More often, at least. But it's not exactly what you're taking him for, as we've said. Oh man, they had 3-on-3. Nickel corner dash safety should be on the other side. Oh, almost got him.
I like the effort going to try and knock out the pass.
For sure. Very nicely anchored, as you would expect for someone his size.
Good job washing down the line, making the running back cut back into the linebacker.
Nice quick release by Rosen. A little bit more get off and explosion. You see a little bit more burst on that play. So it's not that he doesn't have it, it's just more of an inconsistency from what I've seen. Of course, they're talking about him, I'm guessing, but I hope he's been good today. Oh, he was wide open on the sideline. That's just a mystery by Rosen. Just great anchor. Does not. He's another one of those guys similar to what we saw with Mo. He's not getting pushed back at all.
Never gives up, and almost makes the play there.
Motor. Just that motor. Oh my goodness, Josh, really? Oh my goodness. He was trying to wait for the guy down the field to free the triple team, he never did. Okay, so this is interesting. What do you think about him playing maybe 3-4 defensive ends?
I wouldn't recommend it. He can do it, but I mean, at 340 pounds to put him out on a tackle at the 5 technique or sits or wherever you want to line him up at, I don't like that idea. But I mean, he can do it if he has to. But I'd much rather have him against that center or at the 1, 0, or 3.
Of course, he does end up rushing inside. But... Now, another thing, too, that I mentioned, that just came off the Hurst video yesterday, so that's fresh in my mind. But one thing that you're going to see here is one thing that Hurst really struggled with was those stunt plays. And you don't see that at all from Vea. He had no issue coming on the inside on that rush. He just completely hops over. And he switches really nicely. More of that Taven Bryan-esque short burst quickness. Whereas Mo was more speed to power. Oh, okay, a bit of a move.
Nice club, semi-swim there. He's got a really good slap move. He's very powerful. It just knocks the tackles off. Nice job getting off the block, making the play.
Definitely. And again, going back to roles and what his responsibility is on that play, that's what he's supposed to do. I mean, he does everything right. And, I mean, you're going to see him here. He's not exactly a pass rusher here. And especially when this becomes a run play. I mean, your being pass rusher here is, if this were a pass, would be this guy here, the edge. However, as soon as that play is run right up the middle at him, it now becomes his responsibility to come off that block and take the back. And that's exactly what he does to a very successful degree. So it's all about playing your role. I mean, he's another guy along with Mo and Taven that'll all three do that really well.
Shoves Miller back a few yards.
And gets his hand up again. Oh, a little bit more burst in speed there. That was nice.
Really quick off the ball there. He's inconsistent with it, but he can do it.
For sure. Misread that play, though. I will point that out.
Yeah,
he wrong side.
He didn't recognize the screen.
Oh my goodness! And
so powerful.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to rewind this here. Watch, he starts off, I mean, Rosen's still not even in his backdrop yet. He finally gets into his stance. He's already 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 yards back. By the time he gets the throw off, he's about 7 yards deep. Terrible job by the receiver. That was actually a nice throw by Rosen. So while this little highlight thing is going, how would you compare him? I don't know how much you remember Danny Shelton coming out, but how would you compare him to Danny Shelton if you remember him at all?
Oh, I didn't really start scouting much until last year, so I didn't really watch Shelton too much. But he's comparable to Shelton. They're kind of similar, but I can't go in depth or anything because I didn't really watch Shelton.
Ooh, counter. Okay. I saw him turn around at the end. Just not getting pushed back.
Really quick off the ball there and just attacks Rosen and tries to make the string difficult.
And I like how he was decisive there as well. Some of these guys, pain, uh, are not at all decisive when they attack on screens. I mean, they either get stuck in the middle or they don't really choose which guy they want to go for, the quarterback or the running back. He does a really nice job of either sticking to the running back or sticking to the quarterback there.
Absolutely blows that play up.
Yep.
Made some cut back right into the guy rushing from the other side.
Yep. And actually, we'll go back through here, and you'll see he's just really checking that guy over. Wonderful.
Beats him inside, uses the rip move, gets to the quarterback.
And yeah, and even this one, we'll see if we can watch back. Now this is 3rd and long, so I brought up situational football again with Hurst. I'm going to reference that video a lot in this one because they're both DTs. But 3rd and long here, and early in the 4th quarter. And what you're going to see here is he's going to check that tackle over and force that nickel blitzer to take the running back to take the nickel. And of course he has to move there, frees up those two for one-on-ones. And not only that, but he actually got pressure, so he did even more than was asked of him on that play. Oh my goodness.
So powerful. I mean, he has more power than any other defense tackle in this class. It's not really close either.
And it's not necessarily a power either. I mean, because there's a couple of other guys, I would say, that have that same kind of power, but he has more of a ace whoop. I don't want to actually curse, but I know you know what word I'm going for. He just has like that gritty, aggressiveness. He wants to go out there and dominate people. He has that. I like to call it an attacker's mentality. He's almost like a bully on the football field. And that's the thing that really makes him stand out to me is DT1 over Hurst. Well, Hurst has that strength and has like the bull rush moves that we saw in yesterday's video at the time we're recording this. Vea just takes it a step further. So, first game, what are your thoughts?
Well, we saw what you get from Rosen. A guy who plods the holes, does what he's supposed to do, gets in the run lane, finds a way to the quarterback, just overpowers people. It's what you're going to get from Vea. He does his job very well, and he's hard to stop.
Yeah, for sure. And like you mentioned, he does his job very well. And that's one thing, especially from defensive linemen, that a lot of teams nowadays are looking for. And as a Lions guy myself, I'll say we're going with that type of mindset. But all these upper quality defenses now, especially all the higher quality team defenses, are becoming more of that mold. So getting a do your job type of guy, I mean, that's really what most of these teams are going to be looking for. And he brings exactly that. Anything else before we get into this one?
No, not really.
Cool. So one more question for you before we get started. Do you see him as more of a nose or more of a 4-3 DT so far?
I like him more at nose just because he's so big. I think he could just the quickness he can sometimes have, like further down the line, is more of a disadvantage for the offense. But 4-3 DT, he's athletic enough to play the 1 or the 3. So it just depends on the scheme. But as you see, Washington's mainly a 3-4, and most of the time he lines up at the nose, and he's doing a good job at it.
For sure. Actually, end there. 3-4 end. But you see, he's still getting really nice pressure from the outside and against the double team.
Yeah, shoves Tolmass and back.
Oh,
Gets off the block nice. He sheds blocks so easily.
Definitely, yeah. And the other thing too is, as you mentioned earlier, he has a move set. I mean,
Yes, he does.
That was one thing that we didn't really see with first and with Brian, for my 2 and 3 DTs respectively, is they don't really have a spin move. They don't really have a rip to a successful degree consistently, whereas Vea consistently is able to get pass rushing pressure using a moveset.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Chet did the flag there. 3-4 end.
Read that pretty quickly.
And he's still in pursuit too.
Nice effort. Ooh, nice athleticism jumping over him.
And he still finishes that play.
And he makes the play. It's incredible.
Well
340 pounds, about 15 yards down the field, making the play, jumping over guys. It's the athleticism for being that big is ridiculous.
And even more so, the motor.
Yes, that's impressive.
He never gave up on that. And like you mentioned earlier, he never gave up on that play and went to finish it. That's amazing.
See, there's that powerful slap again. I haven't seen another defensive tackle in this class that has that powerful of a slap move.
Yep. And another thing too, referencing the first video again here, is I mentioned with Mo that he's more of a team defender. And you're getting a guy who's going to impact the rest of your defense. Whereas with Vea, I think that he's one of those team builders. I think that he's going to be one of those guys who's not just a role player, but he's going to be one of those a impact player on your team defense, but he's going to be one of those guys from day one where he is your impact player on your defense. And he can be that go-to guy right from the start. From an individual standpoint. Just bull rush him. Ugh, I want to see a little bit more collapse on that play.
I like the effort though. Keeps fighting.
Yeah, he definitely kept his motor going there. You're gonna see me trying to chase down Luke Falk too.
Comes really close too.
Oh, that left tackle jumped early.
Yeah, he did. That bull rush makes it causes a bad pass. Just that bull rush, just in the backfield all day.
And then the next play, you see more of a finesse swim.
Yep, he's got a really good swim.
Safety.
Close to a safety, but yeah.
Dang, it's really Oh man, they gave him way too much forward progress.
Another
And
swim.
yep, again you see it.
So hits him as he's throwing again. In Falk's face all night long. And there he goes to the bull rush. He's showcasing multiple moves.
Just straight triple team the Dion.
Very powerful bull rush. So there's that slap and then moves up the field.
Another thing oh my goodness.
Such power. And Motor trying to gets back into play.
Another thing I like too is that he doesn't really get caught to his side. I noticed that with Mo, like when he was getting double teamed or whatnot, like there would always be someone at his side. Most of the time he has I want to say balance leverage type. He does a really good job of staying straight and meeting both guys at the same time. And he's strong enough to take them both on at the same time too.
I like the effort trying to make the cutback block there. There's that bull rush again.
On the tackle, I believe that time too.
Yep, left tackle.
Cut back inside. A little bit slower.
Yeah. We have to remember that this Washington State O-line, they're not just like a bunch of scrubs. They have two draftable guys on this line. So, I mean, he can do it versus draftable guys.
Oh, yeah. Now, what was that? I've actually never seen that before. Was that by design?
Yeah, that was designed. It was like it's a play to fake out the offensive lineman. Like he goes to roll, but he does it too late. So when he's rolling, the ball is snapped. It's supposed to be a thing before the snap.
Oh.
Oh, Luke Falk.
Jeez. Oh man, Keyshawn Barea just really attacked that A gap. Got right up in his grill. Forced a terrible throw. Nice pressure by Barea. Oh my god. Was that Murphy? Looked like it was. CB won in 2019. Oh, what a catch. Dang.
Great ball get off. Again, decisive, like you were talking about earlier. He went straight for the quarterback, didn't hesitate anything.
The second they gave up on his blocks, he started going after Falk. Oh man. pressure by the other edge. Oh man. Lucky that was a quick pass.
Balled it off really, really good there.
Oh my god, they have one as a stand-up? Oh my god. What can this guy not do? Can he cover?
Look at him. He got to the quarterback too.
Oh my goodness. Joker. Put him in
Yep.
Joker.
Yep. He's got the speed.
Oh my god, man. Put him at corner 1.
Yep. Better than Josh Jackson.
Oh dear. Oh, what a hit. Oh, I love that play.
Blows up the lane, and then it's part of the tackle, sort of. But blows up the lane, that's all that matters.
And what I'm going to focus on here is exactly what we talked about a few times already, but just simply doing what he has to here. I talked about, again, I'm bringing up the Hurst video here. Look at where they are on the field, right? They're 3-yard line. Now, you want him, ideally, rushing the passer, right? It's a run play. Now your main goal becomes to get penetration and force the runner to the outside. But not only does he force the run to the outside, which is priority A, he forces him to the other side, which is even better, and he still gets his arm around him to slow him down. Amazing. And that's where that difference is between him and some of the other defensive tackles in this class. Unfortunately, doesn't do great there. Is that he can be that guy that does everything for you and more. So let's actually go back and watch what happened here. Oops. Oh, see, the guard didn't stay on him. What's supposed to happen here is, ideally, you want that guard to stay on Vea so that 25 can make that tackle. But the guard ends up going for the defensive back, so Vea's on a one-on-one and he doesn't win the battle early enough. Oh, man. Great vision. Keeping his eyes up. Oh my god.
There's the slap again. That was a great catch.
Go for him, Keyshawn. There you go.
Go get it, Vea.
Oh, he almost got that.
Diving for it. New receiver right there.
Is this a dude, the defensive Lamar Jackson? You put him anywhere on the field and he can have success? Oh man, that was pretty cool. So, thoughts on Washington State game?
Absolutely dominated. If you don't like Vea after watching that game, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you saw what he did. The bull rushes, the slaps, standing up, getting penetration, knocking the ball down, great motor, chasing plays from behind. I mean, he's 340 pounds. You can't forget that. He does not move like a 340-pounder. It's great football.
Yeah, for sure. So far between those first 2 games, what are your positives and negatives on him? Is there anything that you don't like at all?
The inconsistent ball get off. That's the main problem I saw when watching film. That's the main problem I've seen here. I mean, some plays will do it fast, which You like to see that more often because other times he'll be slow. But then you're not looking for this mid-time speed rusher with Vea anyways. You're looking for this guy that's going to plug the holes and get in run lanes and then put pressure on the quarterback every once in a while.
Yep.
But that's the main thing you want with Vea. So the ball get off, that's a big thing with me. I always like to see good ball get off, but I mean, in situations like this, I mean, it doesn't bother me too much. But that's really the only main problem with Vea is the inconsistent ball get off.
Yeah, for me, the one thing that I'm making a note of so far is that obviously we've only seen 2 games, but they haven't really, maybe it's stamina, maybe it's just the fact that they're not in him a lot, but I want to see him in a little bit more, have a little bit more success in the short yardage situations. We did see that one play at the end of the Washington State game where he was on his own goal line. But other than that, have you really seen him on a 3rd and short or a 4th down or anything like that?
No, I haven't seen him like come up with like a big stop or anything like on a tee down yet. I mean, I've seen him get pressure everywhere else basically, but I haven't seen like 3rd and short.
So yeah, maybe we'll see more of that here. But yeah, that was the one thing that really stood out to me so far. Is I mean, maybe it is a stamina concern because there is talks about that with his size, that he may not be able to play all 3 downs. And especially for some defenses that are predicated on staying on the field for an extended period of time, they really try and eat up the clock on defense. I'm not sure how he'll fare in those types of Ds.
Great bull rush on the stump move there.
Yeah, so let's actually go back for a second. Oh, not far enough. Oh, that was the play before. So here, we're going to watch him. And he, unlike Hurst, is able to be that over guy. He's quick enough and he has that lateral agility to play 3. Get off.
Good job getting rid of him.
Oh, he missed the tackle though.
Almost makes the play. But the main thing I like that stands out to me is getting off the block. That's the most important thing.
Sure. And yeah, there's that short yardage thing I talked about. Definitely want to see him be a little bit more impactful in this situation. 2nd and 1, you want him to be the guy as your power bull rush type run stopper. You want him to be the guy that's already down the field and blowing this play up. When instead Saquon just runs right at him and then cuts back inside when the linebacker overplays. So
I would like to see them put him at nose in that situation. I'm not understanding why they don't do that. Like on the 3rd and shorts, they're lining him up at the 4 or the 3. Yeah. He needs to be at the nose, plugging the run up the middle because you know it's coming. He's got to be there.
Yeah, and that's a good point too, for sure. Oh my, good pass from McSorley.
Yeah, Deshaun Hamilton. That's a nice move there. He had a great Senior Bowl week. Nice sleeper at receiver to watch out for.
Dang. After so many film sessions where we've watched Big Ten guys against Penn State, seeing a throw like that from McSorley is a shock. Let's see what Vea does here. First and 10, again a little slow.
Yep, slow ball,
But
get
he
off.
still gets there.
Yep, meets up with the bull rush. It's too powerful for anyone to stop.
Oh, I do Murphy almost with the pick.
No, that ended up was a pick. That was an incredible pick.
Balance. Oh, fantastic balancing anchor on that play. Love this. Oh, a little bit too far back again. Oh, you have to see that play. Oh, yeah, he kind of tried that left foot. But yeah, watch this here. You're going to see him initially off the top. Right there, his knee is down. Like, he's not in a good position at all against the double team. But you're just going to see him recover, get right back up, and fight through it. And he didn't lose any ground while doing it either.
Good read by McSorley.
That
Nothing Vea can do there.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. That's the first good read from McSorley I've seen in a long time. Pushing that guy backwards. Modified 1.
Nice job getting it off, and then getting back again. And making the play. That's a good job realizing that he was going to chop back to the other line.
Fishing keeps his eyes in the backfield very nicely. Oh, double catch there by Aisha. Want to see him? We talked earlier about how he gets his hands up. That would have been a great time to see that on this particular play. We'll see it from this angle. This right here, that's one of those times where if he's able to get his hand up, he might deflect that pass. Minor thing, because we've seen him do it again, but it is a somewhat rare quality, especially when DTs.
Clogs the lane, makes the play.
Makes the tackle. And again, that was kind of short yardage within the 5-yard line. Nice play, ate the block up for him. 3rd and goal, fantastic. And he gets through. There we go.
That's
just
a swim move. Yeah, that swim move there. It's really good.
He did everything he had to there. So very nice job. All 3 plays. Okay. Modified 0. Oh, wow. Okay.
That was an interception. That was an awful call by the refs. I remember that. Put his hands up. There you go. Put his hands up. Nice job.
And he checks that double too. And you're going to see it here, a little bit further back. A little bit too much now. You're going to see him here. What he's going to do is he's going to track that tackle. And because of that, 29 is going to get off the right tackle. And he's going to be able to stunt around. Because that guy ends up taking the guard. Or the center, rather, I mean. So he's able to be a free rusher once he gets off that tackle on the stunt. Oh, what a catch by 3.
Well, they put him at nose that time.
Caught him a little off guard, which is why he wasn't exactly ready for that snap. Looked like they were miscommunicating on the play call. Bam. Pulled
Again at the 1.
Kind of want to see him get off, but
that's where he needs to be. Be at the 1 or at the 0, so he can be near the play right there, and it's a lot closer.
Yeah, I'll go back and point this out again. I would like to see him actually get off of this block and make the play, but he does do a nice job of anchoring. I will say that, but yeah, I want to see him get off that block right there. And particularly at this point in time, he already has the O-lineman beat. He needs to be able to get off that and stop the running back. But and then he loses his balance at the end. instead of taking the tackle on that play, free up 55 for the free rush. That was not able to catch the one by Saquon.
There goes Saquon. This is incredible closing speed by number 4. The fact that you can even get that close to catching up to Barkley is ridiculous.
For those of y'all who haven't seen our Saquon tape breakdown, go check that one out too. Shameless plug. That's the first time I've seen him get behind the line of scrimmage, and he still makes that tackle.
Yep, it gets in the way.
Shout out to the center for actually, like, kind of forcing him a yard back.
Doesn't happen ever. Double teamed. They run right to him. Just drove back a tiny bit. So.
Yeah, he's saying a little bit better on that double team. And again, I talked about it a few times already. What situation was that in? 3rd and 1. Short yardage. Just something to throw out there. It doesn't mean he has issues with it or anything. It's only 2-3 games. And of course, too, another thing is that was more of a positive I loved about Mo, is that he consistently won on 3rd and short. It's not necessarily a knock on Vea that he can't. And a lot of that, too, really comes back to the ball get off. One reason why Hurst was able to win so much on those 3rd downs was he got in short yardage, is because he got so much burst and quickness through that line that he was already so far back and able to penetrate plays, whereas Vea doesn't really get that same bursting explosion right off the snap. And as a result, he's caught a little bit behind in that area. He has to anchor better, and in a couple instances, he hasn't been able to. Honestly, Hurst and Vea would be an insane nose tackle pair on the same team if you want to be a 4-3 scheme.
Yeah. Nice job getting rid of him. Gets in the way. Makes the play.
Now, one thing that goes unnoticed about defensive linemen is where they attack, too. A lot of linemen don't seem to understand schemes and gaps very well. But what I like what Vea does on this play is he's not rushing these linemen, he's rushing that zone and that gap. So instead of rushing toward the quarterback there, he's actually rushing to try and shed that zone and separate the zone wall and find that gap. So really nice scheme identification there by Vea. A little bit more higher thought.
Got rid of 2 blots there.
Nicely done. The older man on the stunt that time. Something we didn't see well with Hurst.
Puts his hand up.
Oh, and again we see that motoring energy. Now, one thing that I actually just thought about is everyone talks about his stamina concerns. How much of that could actually be because of how much he's running? I mean, we see him chasing down these plays and making all these big plays and running around and trying to pursue guys. Could maybe his stamina concerns be because he's doing too much of that and not just focusing on rushing the passer or anchoring and stopping the run?
That's a good point. I've never really thought about that. You know, when you hear about a guy having stamina concerns at his size, you automatically think it's the weight problem. But he is running around like crazy. He always has. I mean, that could be something. I mean, I don't want him to stop doing that because that's a key part of everything. So it's like, I mean, if you have to come out and get a breather every now, I don't really care as long as you're going to go 100% every play. So, but yeah, that could be something. Probably, especially since he's doing all that at his size, it's not a good combo.
Yeah, and like I don't know why I didn't really realize that, but I mean, I don't know, just something to think about. Because I mean, and like I said, I don't really necessarily want him to stop it or anything, but
Nice job. Probably
yeah,
that's a hold, I'd say.
for sure. Nice pass by McSorley again, though, somehow.
Deshaun Hamilton open again. That was a nice job avoiding the first block and then gets caught by the center guy.
Yeah. Oh, very nicely done. Forced the pass. Granted, the pass ended up working, but and again, I talked earlier about him trying to shed that gap, and not the man. Did the same thing there. Nicely done. And same thing there, and it works that time. That's exactly why I like to see that type of thing.
And that actually wasn't too bad of bend right there. He showed a little bit of bend.
Yeah, we'll go back and. But yeah, we're gonna see him here. He instead of trying to shut that man, he shuts that gap between the tackle and the guard. And then yeah, you're gonna see it there. He gets around the edge nicely.
Overman on the stunt. You're a team that runs a lot of stunt plays. Definitely keep an eye on him or Brian. Swim move.
He's got a really good swim move.
Anchored well. Kept his.
There's the motor again. Never gives up on the play.
Plays through the whistle.
There's the swim move.
Block. Yep.
Almost hits the sack. Just good step up by McSorley. And there's Barkley.
Oh man, it's play by 5. Drive that receiver all the way back.
Look at the acceleration and breaking tackles from Barkley. It's hard not to be impressed while watching someone else. I know you're not a big fan, but I think he's great.
Sure, but on that play, I mean, he was kind of like not running up the middle or anything. It was a receiving route. so he had a lot more open space. See, my thing with Barkley, while we're on that topic, is that he's an open space runner. If you can get him into open space, he's elite, but if you can't get him enough room to run, he's not going to do anything for you. Like on this play, he's just running so far backwards. He has nowhere to go except backwards. Lost a 3. It's those types of plays that I don't like about Saquon. And again, I talked earlier about how Hurst is more of a team defender. If you need someone like that, Vea can be that guy too. And we'll see it on this next play. Got a little too far back up again. But here, Vea's going to be more of that team defender guy here. He's going to track that double. And then you're going to see 92 here do a really nice job as well. Or tracking actually a triple team on 92. Frees that guy up for the tackle, and the defensive back is able to blitz off the ice free. So all 3 of the defensive rushers did their jobs on that play. Oh man, just bullies.
Gets off it nicely and goes makes the play.
Almost had him in spy there.
Always finds himself around the ball, even at 340 pounds. Finds a way to the ball every time.
I'm actually very, very surprised with how 66 is done against him now. I don't think I've seen anyone. Obviously, I watched more tape than just these couple of games, but I don't think I've seen anyone get as much push against Vea as 66 is in this game. So whoever that guy is, props to him. Anyone who has enough strength to force Vita Vea a couple yards behind the line is really, really good.
Nice job getting rid of the block.
Now, another somewhat minor concern is that is the 3rd or 4th time he's missed a tackle so far. He doesn't really wrap and roll.
See, the main thing there is usually I just prefer them to just get in the lane and disrupt the run, and you have 10 other people that can also make the play. So the main thing is just a disruptance with me. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see him make the play more often, but just to cause a disruption, that's the most important thing, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, and that's why he's a top 5 prospect on my board. But it's just a minor thing that if you are an elite defensive-minded guy, if you were going to Minnesota or New England or Detroit or whatever, you want those upper quality guys and want to fix those fundamentals. It would help make a great player excellent. Oh, actually, you know what? That was a short yardage play, so I'm going to go back and rewatch that again. What is this, 3rd and 1? It doesn't want to cooperate with me. Let's exit that out for a second. This really does not want to cooperate with me, does it? I believe that that's 3rd down. Still stopping short. Interesting. So, thoughts on that game first? We'll start with that.
Um, I think that was his least impressive game of the three we just watched. But I mean, he still did his job, got in the lanes, chased down plays, just caused the disruptance, and that's the most important thing. Just cause the disruptance, make everything go slower for the offense, and let the other 10 guys help you out. I mean, he showed what he can do. It's basically what you're going to get from him. But I mean, Washington State and UCLA. I mean, he was just dominant, especially the Washington State game, and that's what you're trying to get from Vea. He's going to do his job. He'll make the plays. Just wherever the ball is, he's there. He'll overpower you. I mean, you can't stop him.
So, yeah, kind of continuing on that. Overall, out of the three games, what did you say you maybe saw for the first time? I know you've seen other tapes. So, what did you see from him maybe for the first time? Or something that really stood out to you? If you didn't see anything for the first time, something that you really want to emphasize, we'd say, would be his.
I've already seen all three of these games before, so nothing really new. But like just Vea, I was just very impressed how he could always be around the ball. I mean, yeah, I knew that going into this, but then it's just like it went to like a new level. Like just appreciating it even more. Just like 340 pounds, finding a way to the ball, even if it's like 20 yards down the field, and just how overpowering he is. He's always like 5 yards in the backfield, and just he gets rid of blocks with ease. I mean, just offensive lineman can't handle a guy that big with that much power. It's just impressive stuff. It's just a freak athlete and top 15 player on my board as of right now.
Nice. So I'm assuming by that standard, you probably have at least mid, most likely high first round grade on him.
Yes, mid first. Yeah, mid first is a good spot for him. I feel comfortable with that. A little bit closer to high first, but mid first is the sweet spot for him.
So do you see any particular fix? If you need me to bring up the draft order, I'm taking it on I can. But do you see any particular fix that might be good for him?
Let's see. Well, I think he's better in a 3-4. So 3-4 teams are gonna have to be good. Would be his best fit. Like someone like Detroit, that's good. Like with Patricia coming in, just 3-4. I don't know if you guys need him or not, but I feel like he could be a good fit.
D lineman.
All right then, yeah, he's a good fit there. Just Washington, great fit in Washington. Washington, Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I have him.
4-3 though.
Yeah, they do, yes. But that's where I have him mocked currently. Just imagine that line: Bosa, Ingram, Vea, and I don't know who the other one is, but that'd be crazy. And I like that as a fit. Washington, 3-4. I like that as a fit. I think that's Washington should take Vea. I think they might go end up with Payne to reunite with Allen. But Vea and Washington, that's probably my favorite fit. Just 3-4, have him play the nose, Jonathan Allen at end, and is Ryan Kerrigan the other end?
I believe he's OLB in 3-4 looks.
Well, then I don't know who the other end is, but yeah, Washington is my favorite
fit
for
Chris Baker,
Vea.
I believe.
That sounds right.
The one thing that scares me is Green Bay. I know they have Mike Daniels at end, but damn.
I think they're going more edge. I like someone like Davenport, or if maybe they go corner with like Josh Jackson. I haven't really seen Vea to the Packers as a fit yet, but yeah, that'd be a pretty good line.
Even Cincinnati, seeing what someone like Terrell Austin could do there. Him in Miami next to Ndamukong Suh for a 4-3 look. Him with John Gruden would be kind of ridiculous. Him in that Sam Crane look. Obviously, they have a lot of other guys, so if those stamina concerns are real. Chicago.
Maybe Dallas. I don't know. Dallas, I know, is a 4-3, but I mean, they just drafted Taco last year. They have Lawrence if they re-sign him. Tyrone Crawford.
Irving's up for an extension too. He's a free agent, so yeah, that could be pretty fun. But yeah, I don't really see him getting to the play teams. I don't think. If he
Yeah, I
gets
don't
to
think so either.
Buffalo, he's long gone by
Oh
Buffalo.
yeah, Buffalo will
There's
not
no
pass
way
on
to
him.
pass on him.
That's a dream scenario for Buffalo. Like,
Yeah.
just one of those top quarterbacks to fall and Vea be sitting there. Because Buffalo, they need defensive line badly. Kyle Williams is the only good defensive tackle on that team, and he's probably going to retire. The other starter is Adolphus Washington. Washington is awful. You know, Shaq Lawson may not be there anymore because, you know, he's been hurt and struggling. Might be traded. So, I mean, the backup to him is Eddie Yarborough. Jerry Hughes is good, but, I mean, Kyle Williams, if he's gone, then defensive tackle is a must in the first round.
Yeah. So, overall, just as part of the draft class, I noticed that you had him in your top, like, 15-ish. Who were a couple of guys that you really have ahead of him? I'm guessing Saquon is one of them. And probably Quentin Nelson. Is there anyone else that really stands out to you that's such a superior talent to Vea that you wouldn't really pass on him?
Josh Rosen, Saquon Barkley, Quentin Nelson, Bradley Chubb.
Okay.
Those types of guys, you know, like Vea and Davenport. That's when it gets like they're like really like close, and that's when it's like depending on what you need, that's what you go with. I mean, those two in terms of talent are like really close together, I think. But, I still need to do a lot more work film wise. So I mean, nothing's anywhere near final. So you know, he could rise, he could fall. But I mean, guys, the quarterbacks I like Baker. I take Darnold ahead of those guys. Or Vea. I'd take him. The quarterbacks ahead of him. Not Allen, but my top three quarterbacks I take before Vea.
Nice. So is there any? I'm pretty sure you're already went over most of these, but do you have any real final thoughts about him and what he could be? Do you have maybe a player comp you want to talk about or throw out there? Maybe like a ceiling floor type thing.
Well, his ceiling is ridiculously high. It's like all pro type ceiling. Just the potential is through the roof with a guy this big that can move that well. And the floor is pretty high too. I mean, there's no reason I think the floor should be low. I mean, you saw what he did and what we just watched. There's no off-field issues. There's no problems anywhere else. So the floor's high, the ceiling's high. You know, I'm not really good with comps. I don't really do them unless it's like top quarterbacks. You know, because I have a best understanding for quarterbacks. But Danny Shellen, I hear that one a lot, but I can't really put too much into that one because I didn't really watch Shellen. But
What would you say like a Marcel Darius or Damon Harrison or Haloti Ngata?
That's interesting. Not Darius. Darius is not good. I mean, he's good, but he's not good. He doesn't play enough. You know, he's like off the field more than half the snaps. You know, it's just, I mean, off-field issues. It's just being stupid. You know. Yes, salty. I'm salty. Yeah, I know. But third overall pick. Jeez, whatever. But yeah, Haloti Ngata is interesting. But yeah, I wouldn't say Darius. Darius is just a knucklehead. But I don't really have a comp for him. I mean, I don't know. I haven't personally watched anyone like him. You know, I haven't been scouting very long, but
Yeah, I really like Billy Harrison in New York. I'm a huge fan of his. He's obviously been one of the, if not the best run-stopping defensive tackle in the NFL for a long time. So throwing his team in the mix is honestly very impressive. And even, you know what? If a team like Denver trades down, goodness grief, man. Him inside and Von Miller on the edge? Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
it'd be tough.
So, on that note, just scaring all you guys, uh, any final thoughts?
Uh, Vea's a stud. You know, it's just you don't see this type of guy come around very often, and this is like a once in a decade type guy, just that this big, this quick, everything with this power. If you need a defensive tackle and you're sitting in the top 15, run to the podium if he's there. Just no problem. Just do it. Like Washington, I'm talking to you. If he's there at 13, you take him.
Yep. Alright, guys. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this film session with Carson and I. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what you guys think about Vita Vea, where you think his ceiling and floor might be, good fits, things like that. Do you want your team to take him? Does your team need a nose tackle, or even a defensive tackle? Let us know in the comment section below, and hopefully we will see you guys again soon. So for that, peace out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.